absolutely massive shakeup in the AL East, in the AL, in Fenway Park. Alex Bregman was the missing piece that this team needed, and it was really frustrating that it seemed like it wasn't happening. I've been waiting for this move for months. Um, they finally did it. We're talking about a 260 average, right-handed hitter that can hit. He had 26 bombs last year. He's good for 30, especially in this park. He had 75 RBIs on 151 hits, an OPS in the 800s. I mean, Bregman is a guy. He's a guy. He's a gamer, and I've hated him for years in Houston. Holy smokes, fits like a glove in Fenway. They needed a right-handed hitter, a real right-handed hitter, not a softball player like Tyler O'Neill, not a 180 hitter like Trevor Story that's hurt all year. They needed a guy. They got one. This one is big. They get him at on a 3-year deal with options every year at about 40 million average annual. They gave him a big contract on their years. Win-win. I mean, he needed a reason to come here. They gave him the biggest slice per year. I mean, it's a big chunk for a guy that just turned 30 years old. He's worth it, dude. That's an adult. That's an adult in the clubhouse. That's a right-handed bat. That's a real right-handed bat. That's gonna hit for average for this team. Protection for Devers, protection for Cassis, Jaron Duran up front. I mean, dude, he's gonna hit guys in. This is a big move for them. The glove is probably the most underrated part of the move. They need a captain in there on their infield defense. It's lack of leadership, really. You got guys like Devers and Cassis that are kind of just dicking around the whole time. Trevor Story's out every year, so it's a rotating door at shortstop between guys like Hamilton, Rafaela. Um, I forget the Portland kids, but um, dude, like it wasn't happening. It was not happening. So I think the plan right now is he's gonna play second. I mean, you need a second baseman. I'm fine with it in the beginning. I want him at third sooner rather than later. It all depends on the prospects. Christian Campbell is a candidate to take over at second. And if and when that happens, I mean, that could jump through the system. Like, it's supposed to be a 3-year process. He got to Worcester in a year. So he is a special talent, special player. They want to get him at bats. They want to get him at an everyday second base, I believe. So when he's ready to go, you're gonna move Devers to DH, and you're gonna move Bregman to third, because Bregman is a third baseman. He's clutch. He's gonna captain that defense on the infield, and really the infield is where they need the help. I feel like the outfield's fine. I mean, you got guys like Rafaela, who's a Gold Glove center, waiting to happen. Jaron Duran has been an electric outfielder lately. The last couple years, he's been solid out there, especially in left field, keeping him comfortable over there. And William Abreu is a Gold Glove in right field. So I mean, I think that outfield is fine. It's been the infield that's been pretty bad. Connor Wong, especially behind the plate, has not been good. They got to work on catcher eventually, but right now I really like this move to bring some maturity in the infield. And what they need to do is Devers needs to suck it up. Like, dude, I'm sorry, you're getting older now. You could be the franchise DH. You could only worry about your bat, which is why you have your contract for your bat. And you could be a special player in the sport. You stay healthy. You're not like out there messing around at third base. You get a legit third baseman out there who's going to field every ball that comes to him, turn double plays. Like I'm telling you, that's really important. They need to get Devers out of third into DH, leaves up Masataka Yoshida. What people don't understand with Yoshida is he is a negative player. People think you can put Yoshida into a trade and get him off the books like that. If you want, like, and I'm going to talk about the Cease trade in a little bit, but if you attach Yoshida to any trade, you have to attach like a top 5 prospect to get off the contract. People don't understand that Yoshida is a negative. If you incorporate him in a deal, you're giving up even more to try to deal him because no one wants the player, no one wants the contract. We're talking about a left-handed hitter with no power, with no speed, with no glove. Useless, absolutely useless. And for example, the Red Sox were going for a mid pitcher from Seattle. I'm trying to remember his name. Hold up. Luis Castillo. That's what I'm thinking of. Luis Castillo. Uh, they were going for a mid pitcher, and their plan was, all right, we want Luis Castillo. He's mid, but we'll take him. We want to give up Yoshida, and we're going to attach Tristan Cassis in the deal to get it done, and maybe a prospect. And they wouldn't take it. They wouldn't take it with Tristan Cassis. So Tristan Cassis is one of like the highest commodities in the sport, I'd say. He's got a potential 30 home run season coming if he's healthy. Some people think he can hit 40 bombs in a year. He's got a lot of power. He's a young player. You can develop him. Young, controllable first baseman with a lot of pop. And the Seattle Mariners weren't willing to give up Castillo to get that done, and they need bats. That's how negative Yoshida is. So, so at this point, DFA him. DFA Yoshida. He's useless. You can't trade him. No one's gonna take him. Um, you gotta get him off your books. You gotta get rid of him. It's not gonna work. It's just taking up a roster spot with no use. Anyways, Yoshida point aside, Bregman is huge just for the protection and also to play right for a right-handed bat. Leader in the clubhouse, great defense. They needed him. They can compete for the pennant with him. The next move that comes around is the Dylan Cease rumors right now. We're talking about the interest kinks, but they might be different now that they got this move done. It could be different. I mean, what you're talking about is probably Wilyer Abreu getting traded. You're talking about a Gold Glove, Silver Slugger, perennial year after year kind of player that the Padres love. They want him bad. And what you're thinking about really is Roman Anthony. Like, if Roman Anthony's ready to go, where's he gonna play? Is he playing right field? Is Rafaela playing center? Like, which of those two guys do you want more, Rafaela or do you want Abreu? Because and Rafaela is a right-handed hitter, but really doesn't hit it that well. Undisciplined hitter, and Abreu's a great player. Abreu is kind of tough to part with. He's an amazing young player that plays every day. He doesn't really hit lefties that well, but he definitely hits the righties. And what you're talking about in return is a Dylan Cease move, so it's probably going to be Wilyer Abreu. It might be Abreu and Cutter Crawford, 2-for-1 deal, bringing Dylan Cease. 1 year of Dylan Cease, by the way, but Dylan Cease, maybe start working on an extension with him. Dude, I mean, your rotation gets unreal. Like, you're talking about Dodgers level rotation. Dylan Cease, Walker Buehler, Tanner Houck, and the horse Garrett Crochet. That's a rotation that can compete with anybody. And then it's up to the kids. I think. They're waiting. They want to see what they have in this spring training. Dude, the number one prospect in baseball, Roman Anthony, is he ready to go? on opening day, and then Christian Campbell, the second base, the prodigy, a right-handed bat and a left-handed bat coming in, young, controllable players for the Sox. It's exciting that they're a team again. They're actually a story again for the first time in like 4 or 5 years. They're finally a story again. So it's really exciting. Wait and see, folks. Wait and see.